An MS67 Plus, I wasn't sure what CAC was going to say. They're pretty tough on high-end coins. And welcome back to the channel. We got a couple CAC submissions back from CAC stickering. So we're going to be looking at each of these coins. I'm going to be covering them up, and we're going to be looking at seeing if they stickered or not. There's a couple of gold CAC submissions in here. There's a couple of nice original type coins. So let's get right into it. I'm going to cover these up so you can see the coin, but not the result. And we're going to take a look at each coin and kind of guess if the coin stickered. I think all of these old green holder walkers were MS65. Of course, that's going to matter. This one looks pretty clean. I don't really have any issues with this one. My assumption is that this coin did sticker. Can't quite remember. And this one did sticker, so that's a good start. This is actually the back of the submission, but you get the point. Up next, we have another Walking Liberty $50. This one's also going to be an MS65. This one's a 1947 Philadelphia. This coin has some like PVC haze over in the right field over there. That can cause some issues with stickering, so I don't believe this coin stickered, but let's take a look. Yeah, no sticker on this one. Believe because of that PVC over there. It's like a fingerprint. I actually think that the haziness on the left field is actually a good look. I think the left side of this coin looks really nice. The right side of the coin, I think, is just, I think someone, maybe on the reverse too, someone touched the surfaces of the coin when they probably shouldn't have. Next up, we have another walker. I think these were all walkers. This one's an S Mint 1946S. This one has some nice die polish on the right field. This maybe looks like cleaning, but it's actually just die polish. So that's not going to stop it from a sticker. It's a nice coin. The die polish makes it maybe slightly semi-proof-like. It's not remotely close to a proof-like coin, but it's a little more flashy than normal because of the die polish. I like this coin for a sticker. CAC does not like it as a sticker. A stickered coin. Maybe just a few too many hits in the fields. I don't know. I think this coin is really nice. It's a 65, so it's maybe a tiny bit of haze on the reverse there. Maybe an old fingerprint, but I like this coin. I don't know. I'm not saying this coin probably should have stickered, but that's just my opinion. Check out the next one here. This one is a Denver Mint. This coin has really nice luster. You can see the original fields. The fields just look really nice and lustrous. I will say the fields are a little bit broken up by some contact marks. So if this coin did not sticker, I think it's just going to be a little too marky for a 65, but the luster is really nice. And so I think it has a good shot, but I can understand if it doesn't sticker why it didn't. It did sticker. I think just the luster, especially around the outside of the coin, is just super fresh. This would have probably been a 66 or higher if not for some of those contact marks there in the field. The luster's all there on this one, and it's a nice example. Here we have a Philadelphia minted 1946. Looking at this one, there is a fingerprint there in the left field. That's usually not a great sign for CAC. The coin looks pretty nice. Other than that, it's a technical 65. There's no question about that. It's pretty cut and dry for gem MS65 walkers. This coin's definitely a 65. So we'll see if the thumbprint made an issue. It didn't seem to, which is nice because I don't have any complaints about this coin being in this graded holder. You can see a little bit of a fingerprint over there, but not as heavy as some of the other ones that we may have seen so far. So that's a solid one, solid result. And continuing with the walkers, here's I think that's a San Francisco mint mark. Yeah, it looks like it. These ones are always, the 40s date San Francisco walkers tend to come weakly struck, so it's always tough to find them. You can see here on the leg how it's like kind of flat right down there, right along the leg. This should be much better struck. If you find like a Philadelphia or Denver minted one in the similar date, it would most likely be completely struck. So the strike's a little weak on this one, and there's a little bit of a haze there in the right field again. A 44S though, so you know, they're allowed to be struck pretty weakly. I don't think this coin stickered, mainly because of the haze. The strike actually doesn't really bother me on this coin. I think the haze was probably an issue on this one. Let's see if it's stickered, and no sticker. This one has like a lighter green holder. Other than the haze, this is a nice coin. You just don't really find 44S walkers very nice. I'm sure someone at some point will probably crack this one out and get it conserved or dip it or something and get that haze removed, and this might turn out to be a pretty nice coin. We have another San Francisco minted coin. I believe this would be a 43S. We'll flip it around, but again, the weakness and strike there right along the leg of the eagle. This one is a 43S. This coin looks nice. I like this one. My concern, again, all these just have like a little bit of a light haze there in the field, but this one's really nice. The surfaces of this coin are very nice. Yeah, very smooth, relatively few contact marks. My hope is that this coin stickered. I think it deserves a sticker. Did not sticker. And my guess is they're just going to be tougher on these San Francisco minted walkers. I don't know. I think this is a nice coin, but you know, it's a nice coin. It's just, it doesn't really have any like wow factor. So when you're looking at coins and saying, is it an A coin, you know, above, sort of above the level for the grade, a B coin where it's like decent and or just average, or a C coin and it's below average. This coin's probably just a B. It's really not anything special, and maybe a lower end of the B. So that's all right. I do think it's a nice 65 though, and you can't expect every coin to sticker. This one's a Denver minted coin. Again, a little bit of weakness there on strike, and this one's got a lot of haze, but it's a light haze. So in my opinion, this is actually more of a desirable haze. I just think it kind of shows more originality. There's a fine line between like a thumbprint or some ugly PVC versus like a nice light crusty haze on a coin showing originality. I think this one's more towards the original side. The strike's not amazing, but you know, it definitely could be worse. So I think this coin should sticker, and it did not sticker. Maybe the haze there is just a difference of opinion. You can sometimes see the haze better if you flip it and look at it from a different angle. Often like more like this motion. You can see it's just a little too messy, I guess. I do really like the originality of this coin. I think someone probably just handled it with their fingers too much. Here we have another walker. This one, the strike is definitely better on this coin. This is another Philadelphia. I think this has a similar level of haze as we've been seeing, although the fields are cleaner. Fields are definitely cleaner on this one. This one has probably closer to MS66 obverse. And this coin probably is a little nicer than a 5 based on what we've been seeing. I like this one, but must just be too hazy again. And so that seems to be the trend with this submission. Here we have another San Francisco walker. This strike is really weak. The 41S. but there's not really any haze, any noticeable haze, so that's good. You can see there's a little more chatter in the field, but actually the strike for a 41S is it's a pretty good strike for a 41S. And this one did sticker. Yeah, I don't really, I mean, this is just sort of a textbook 65, clean surfaces, nice luster. A little too many marks there in the right field to warrant a higher grade. But a nice coin, nice luster, pretty nice surfaces, and really quite a nice strike for a gem 1941S. So that's a bit of a win. I'll just show you this one right out the back because I don't really want to take the tape off. If you know CAC, you know that's a good sign. This one is a Philadelphia mint, 1941 Philadelphia. And this one got the gold CAC sticker. I will say I'm confused why this one gold CAC'd. Not that I'm complaining, and other ones in the submission did not, or did not even sticker. I think this coin's really flashy, and very lustrous compared to the other ones in the MS65 range. It does have a little bit of haze and a little bit of markiness there on the right field again, but it's like really light. It's significantly lighter than the marks are lighter than like the 41S that we just saw. The left side of the coin is really nice for the grade, and I think this is just maybe a stronger coin in terms of luster and eye appeal than the others. I think it fit nicely, and I think this coin's comparable, or the others are comparable to this one. And I feel like maybe a couple more could have gotten a sticker, but it's nice to have a gold CAC in this submission just to cover the costs of the stickering, and I certainly appreciate that. And last but not least, we have I just exposed it there, 1934, so a little bit earlier from the Walker series, 34 Philadelphia in MS65, and this is just a nice, wholesome MS65, nothing to really complain about. So that's the Walker submission, and that was just a small, short date set of Walkers that we got in. I'll now move over to the other submission, which contains some more type coins, and I definitely forgot how these ones did, so it'll be more interesting. Not that I totally remembered the other one. This is a 1925S. This one was graded in MS63. I decided to crack it out for whatever reason. Maybe I thought that it was nicer. And it came back in MS62 by NGC, which is ridiculous in my opinion. I don't think this coin should be in a 62. You can argue that it shouldn't be in any higher than a 3, but a 62 is not, like, I don't know what they're doing, but I guess actually I can see why they probably call it a 62, is there's just this level of abrasion there just on the reverse and the right light. I must have missed that before I cracked it out. It's pretty obvious actually now that you look at it. I don't know. I feel like the obverse of this coin especially is nice to the point where a 62 is just a little too harsh. I mean, they could have just given it back in a 3 holder. I don't really. There's not a huge jump until 4 or 5 anyways on this coin. So I did sticker though, which is nice. And I noted on the submission that the coin was in a 63 holder previously, though I don't know if I provided any evidence, but I did crack it out of a 63 holder and it downgraded. So you win some, you lose some. Here's another one which I, for whatever reason, decided to crack out of a, this one's brutal. This one came out of a 67 red. I think I like this one maybe as a 67 plus. NGC did not agree with me and they downgraded it to a 66 red brown, which I feel is, again, undergraded. I think these were from similar submissions. I'll have to look. But I thought this one had a chance at a gold CAC. It has really nice surfaces. Nice color. I think the red-brown is maybe accurate, but again, a little picky. It's got some dye polish there in the fields, and I just don't understand why this coin won a 66. This coin should have been a 67. I'm sure if I cracked it out and sent it back in, it'd probably go a 67, but it's not really worth messing. It's not really an expensive coin. It probably should have never been cracked in the first place, but this one did sticker, and I might reconsider this coin for a gold CAC. I think it's deserving of a gold CAC. We will see. All these coins, by the way, including the ones I'm about to show you, will be available. Not all of them will be available for sale on our store, our eBay store, or website, regencycoins.com, but a large number of them will be. So check them out at regencycoins.com. Use code YouTube10 for 10% off your order, and we'll keep showing you the coins. Just to spoil it, because I don't really want to take this thing off, we have a 1954S Franklin and an old Gen 2 PCGS holder, MS63 gold CAC. I knew this coin was going to gold CAC. I mean, you can never know it's going to gold CAC, but I felt very confident that this coin would gold CAC when I saw it in the dealer's case, and I had to buy it. Nice coin. It's just like it's just too clean, too original for a 63. And this, I love when they're in these old 2.0 holders or 2.1 holders, whatever this one is. I think a lot of nice coins come out of these holders. So, nice coin. That was the second gold CAC of these two submissions. We have a really nice $50. This is like as original as you're going to find a $50. This one's a 1892 this coin graded AU50 at NGC. Just really nice original surfaces. Super eye appealing in my opinion. And just a little bit of light toning as well over the originality. And this coin did sticker, and there was really no doubt that this one would. This is a great looking coin. I'm super happy with this one. And yeah, nice coin. It's hard to find Walkers or Barber coins, especially in the $50 series, and like VF to low AU grades, problem free for whatever reason. They're super rare, and so I was super happy to buy that one. I bought that one and this one raw together. I think this is a 92 Philadelphia quarter. This one graded AU58, so it's part of the Everyman set. Just a hair off of an uncirculated coin. It is definitely AU in my opinion, but it's a nice AU, and it did sticker, which is another win. It's a nice AU coin. I don't have any complaints about this one, other than I wish I had two of them. Really nice original out of a collection. Very hard to find. We have a Texas commemorative. This one's a San Francisco mint. This one has some nice original toning. Anytime you find these commemoratives with like this purple, dark purple / maybe black toning, but it's like a purple. It's like a dark, like a brown / purple toning. That's sort of indicative of a higher end coin if it's free of any marks. This one has some light gold as well. That's usually a pretty good sign. And so I bought this coin raw and I sent it in for grading. And I feel like it's a really nice example. I feel like it went a 66, which is, I guess I'm happy with that. But I don't know, I feel like the reverse is probably a little nicer, but the obverse, there's not really much going on. I think if it would have been toned a little more, it would have been a better result. But it did get a CAC sticker, which again was not very surprising. This coin is extremely nice. Seems to be hard to make these in higher grades. I've gotten a bunch of Texas commemoratives in recently, and I just can't seem to get above a 67 or 66. So I don't know. It's a nice coin. I guess I'm not really an expert on commemoratives, but maybe a little bit of contact there on the high points held this one back. It's a little flat in terms of luster, I guess, but I really like the originality and the original toning of this one. We have an old fatty holder. This was another one that I thought had a shot at a gold CAC. Obviously, you can see it doesn't have the flip with it, so it didn't get a gold CAC. It's in 1961. I bought this with from the same seller as the other one, the other Franklin, I believe, that gold CAC'd. This one is proof 65. I honestly don't really ever buy proof Franklins, and so I kind of just bought this as a toss-up, being in the old holder and a proof 65, and it was cheap, so I'm like, why not? Let me just send it in. Gold CACs are worth some money. I'm looking at the coin. There's like a little bit of a hairline scratch, which is allowed on proof coins. There's not really any sort of wow factor about this coin. There's a little bit of spotting on you can see the spotting there right in front of the nose, in front of the face. So yeah, I'm not surprised that this coin didn't sticker. It was definitely a shot in the dark. It was either a gold CAC or bust, and it busted, so that's all right. Sometimes I just like taking shots with coins like that, and just, they're pretty cheap. The stickering cost is affordable, and there's a lot of upside. We have another Walker. This one's a Denver mint mark, it looks like. This one has a nice light toning on the reverse. The obverse is very lustrous, very nice. It's got a nice light toning on it. 1947D. I don't know, I like this coin. I feel like it's a nice 66. It's not really any higher, but nice luster, original surfaces. CAC did not seem to like it as much. This doesn't really have any sort of wow factor or anything super impressive about it. I would say that's probably my only concern with it. And so that's just kind of how it goes, but that's okay. I think it's a nice coin. We have another coin from the same Barber collection. These all came together. This one's in 1891. Super original. This one did grade an MS63, which I'm pretty happy about. It's really hard to, I don't know, it's hard for me to grade these raw for some reason. It's like, it's original, it's uncirculated, but the luster is very muted from the old original toning. This one also stickered to match the others. I don't know, it's a nice original coin. Like, there's really nothing wrong with this one or the other two Barber coins other than a little bit of wear or maybe a little bit light on the luster. It's exactly how you want to find them, so I'm pretty happy with those. We have a 1918, I believe, 1918 Lincoln Wheat Cent. I think this one's a red-brown. I think it's a 64 red-brown, which is an accurate grade if you ask me. It's like a nice 64 red-brown with a lot of red. A lot of red on the coin. It's probably not a full red, so I think a 64 red-brown is very accurate. But it's also, like, it's all there for a 64. It's not, I don't think it's a 65, but it's a nice 64 red-brown. And CAC agrees. Got the green sticker. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many times I can say it. Just a nice, wholesome 64 red-brown. If I found all my 64 red-brown Lincolns like this, I'd be pretty happy coin collector, I suppose. Just a nice coin. We got another coin from this coin show. This one's a 1934S. This is a key date piece dollar. And this one is an AU58. I was a little concerned about these late scratches in the field over there and on the high point of the coin, on the cheek. But this coin is like, just looking at this coin again, this coin's like fully uncirculated apart from those marks. Like this coin, I think a lot of dealers would sell this coin as like a 62 or a 63. It may even be able to slide. Like, I'm not going to crack it out. I don't think, but isn't a little bit of an older holder, but and there's not a huge spread. I don't think there's a huge spread. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I'm just like looking at this coin. It's like I don't really see the evidence of wear that would hold this coin back from an uncirculated grade, apart from, you know, that scratching on the face. I was worried that the scratching there would hold it back from a sticker, but the coin is just too nice, I guess, for CAC to say no sticker. And it's in the old blue holder, which is really cool. I'm debating if I want to send this coin out for an AU58 Plus, but I probably won't. But just being a nice key date in an old holder, very fresh from a coin show, not from an auction, CAC sticker, I think this one will have a lot of demand. And yeah, just a good reminder now, if you're interested in any of these coins, go to regencycoins.com, use code YouTube10 at checkout for 10% off your order. I'll be listing a lot of these coins up. Anything that's nicer will be listed. I'm trying to keep the retail website to just nice coins for you guys. You're going to have to give me a couple of weeks to adjust and remove some of the garbage, but over time we'll keep the Regency Coins website to like the nicest coins I get in, and I'll keep the rest of it wholesale. So if you're a dealer and you want to reach out and be part of the wholesale offerings, feel free to do that too. But for all you retail collectors, the website's going to be the place to go. Here's a 31S Buffalo. 31S Buffaloes in higher grades are pretty tough, so you know I'm not too surprised. That's just I don't know. That's not an amazing coin there, but it's not bad looking. Here's a 43 steel cent. This one's a 43D. Just nice original, very flashy and lustrous coin. This one's definitely premium quality and a CAC stickered. CAC agrees. I agree. That's how I like it. This one's pretty cool. CAC doesn't really sticker modern coins, but they do make exceptions for some in the series. This is one of the coins that they make an exception for, the 1995 double die obverse. This one's a 68 red, and it did, in fact, get the CAC sticker, so I'm pretty happy with this one. And this is a nice 68 red. I had it next to another 68 red, and that was definitely the nicer coin right there. Here we have 19 something something S, 41S. This one came out of an old NGC Fatty. I thought maybe it would grade a 67 plus or 68. 68 is a stretch for sure looking at the coin, but I think it's nice enough to be a 7 plus possibly. But Pizza Justice called it a 67 and CAC stickered it. It's just got a nice original toning, very clean of any marks, full bands, nice coin. Second to last, we have a commemorative. This one's really nice. This one's a 67 plus. I just got this one back from grading as well. San Diego commemorative. Really nice coin, very original surfaces. An MS67 Plus, I wasn't sure what CAC was going to say. They're pretty tough on high-end coins. And they did like it, so they gave this one a green sticker, which was really nice. I might try this coin. I don't know, I think this coin's really nice for a 7 plus even. We'll see what happens with this one. This one may be listed for sale. I might hold it back. Just very lustrous, very original. And anytime commems get this old original toning, take another shot at them because it's usually a good sign. So that's nice. And the final coin in the submission is this 1921 peace dollar, which is a VAM 3 or something, I think. I can't remember. I got to look up what VAM it was. I noted it down. I need to send this coin back in for attribution to get that on the holder. The strike isn't very good on the reverse, but they come like that. So that didn't concern me. I put this coin up on my story on Instagram, and I was asking what people thought, and a lot of people on the Instagram story were calling this coin like AU. And so just take a look at this coin, and The points of note are definitely the strike. The weakness in strike fools a lot of people. You can see just how weak and kind of mushy that strike is on the hair there, and then mainly on the eagle on the reverse. It looks like it's an AU coin, but this coin is not AU. This coin's far from it. This is actually a really nice example. I've had a number of uncirculated peace dollars in recently, and this is for sure the higher end. And this one was a 65, MS65, and CAC didn't seem to like it. I think the strike is just a little too mushy, and there's maybe too much going on in the field there, but the coin's far from AU. And so when you're buying and looking at 1921 peace dollars, it might be worth buying them in a holder, just because that the weakness in strike can really throw off the grade. My phone keeps dying as I'm trying to record this video, so I think it's about time to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, let me know what your favorite coin from the video was. And if you're interested in any of these coins, you can always check them out at regencycoins.com. Use code YouTube10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Thanks again. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.